Alright, Abusia Micha and Miss so a more Quabason, so if I'm right, channel so ha. Eda so a bear media GH. Abusia and a papa, your former president, John J.A Kuffour, Abusia and our breaking silence. Ewo a year katashisha and a prohibia a course so under a your former president, a year Nanado Danko Kuffour only 8 years in office no Abusia katashisha and a proya a course so and no churning semua. The likes of a year Ken Ofori Atta, gifty or remain sir. Ye papa or say asibe abusuya ene eye Mustafa Abdulhamid abusuya edi oboboye no edorso no cheni semu asaye no krese enkofo we etumi abo eye oman ne kro no na wo hwe sika twitwide bia wakodi sa nkofo yi ho a enye se oman no express ankofo no emra no ene omo endi abusuya ene wadi nkomo wakasa papa na nseme papa edi atodwa na abusuya emu eduye pa we de ma mekasa wapese ye konekotie ono nanum ensem ne nsem a ode atodwa cheni semu a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he make sure says Sanko no just say omo abo omine krono no. My name is Pe Obibiara, just on deal with omo ankasa. Yenti nenum ensem emra bestrawa. E had aso ebe media GH. Omodi aso be subscribe be like na wabo aso share. Ma for pension be etie no anya bi etie. Yenti nsema papa ode atudwa. Emra sesia yedase.
Let me ask you this question, Your Excellency, and it's still talking about holding people accountable.
Yes.
Right now, as we speak, people are concerned about those who are supposed to face justice and are not facing, for instance, Ken Ofori Atta. What do you think about the fact that a special prosecutor is asking him?
I do not know the detail there. Main thing is, let's study. Let the authorities in charge assemble the facts, put the matter before the authority to prosecute, and let the courts listen, hear them out, and if he's guilty, let the law deal with it.
Would you encourage him to come down to Ghana? People are asking him to come. If you don't fear anything, why are you not coming, even after efforts of trying to bring you back to the country?
But don't personalize this interview to that extent. I'll be with corruption generally must be tackled. I want us to do an in-depth study of it, to fashion the policies that would enable the systems we've created to catch the greedy fat cats and to society to deal with it. Don't let me descend to the individual. Oh, this man, so let him come and... No, I've told you, corruption is so rife within the system. The thief, yes, was caught red-handed. The policeman that went to catch him. The police system has a reputation. We all know it. So it might be corrupt. Take the full advices to the courts. The courts too have so handicapped now, so they also have a reputation. So sometimes delays in administering justice, and you sit back. Even some of the judgments, you wonder, have they come from objective as a trial? So if you are not careful, you victimize or persecute. Corruption has become endemic in the entire society. And the way out is what I'm concerned. Let's analyze the whole thing to the grassroots.
What do you think then of a lifestyle audit?
Lifestyle, again, I'll be careful, because that's where the pull him down system counts. You see, be beautifully dressed. Is it golden locket around your neck? Look at the diamond glittering in it. This young girl, where did she get all these things? Driving a beautiful car. No, she must have done something. So, hey, where did you get the thing? I won't go that way. Not too long ago, the banking confidentiality in Ghana was breached. People could walk into a bank and then demand. This man with a credit of 50,000, where did he get the money from? And you know the costs to the nation of that violation that took place. So I want to be careful with that.
So then how do we deal with it? Because proponents of lifestyle audits claim that people a lot of the time live ordinary lives, and yet when they get into politics or public service, suddenly we see them amass all sort of wealth.
Those people making this claim, have they produced evidence for you to see that they've really studied, or they're just looking at the outward forms to pounce on you?
Oh, some have provided evidence. For instance, the current Attorney General claiming he has evidence surrounding certain individuals.
Claiming he has.
Certain individuals, he's saying use state money.
Please, I haven't heard. If the Attorney General, as a lawyer, has the evidence, let him take those people to court for the courts to decide these people are thieves, they deserve to be imprisoned or punished. Don't let's judge people outwardly like that.
So how would you want us to go about the idea of a lifestyle audit if anybody was entertaining that?
I've told you I would be very cautious of that. I'll be very, very cautious of lifestyle audits. And who is the auditor? In any case, like you go around, you want me to stop you? Hey, lady, where did you get your beautiful shoes? Look at your nails, the neck. You want me to what would be your dignity as a human? You get me? And I put myself up there, not tackling myself first. Am I entitled to be your boss in this way?
And you just watched right there excerpt of a long, wide-ranging conversation, exclusive conversation that we had with former President, His Excellency John A Kuffour. Of course, you'd expect that we'll bring you more of this exclusive conversation on other matters, on TV, on our social media platforms, and all other platforms. I'll be coming to the panel very quickly to get your preliminary thought on what the former President just told us and your final word. But I need to get back to the Assistant Auditor General, Mr. Samuel Frimpong Manso. You've just got some additions, some comments to add.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. There is no doubt that this has been very insightful and interesting. And I'll touch on two things. The first one is on the Article 286, where we have a number of personalities that are mentioned that are supposed to declare their assets and their liabilities, where it stops from mentioning those below who are also working in public service. And so you may assume that it is only those who are at the top there that have to be investigated if we have to. So we need to broaden that scope to include whoever works within the public sector, for instance. We don't also have to forget about those who are not working in the public service, because they also liaise if somebody wants to get a contract to provide something to the public service. It's a private person, all right, but we also can extend that investigation to that person. Lastly, what I'll touch on is the entire Ghanaian populace, because if we don't change our attitude and we don't become patriotic, then there is nothing that we can do, because how many are the people that the laws mention that they should file their assets and their liabilities forms? Very few of them. But a lot of us are also complicit. We can look on or we can benefit. And so we need every Ghanaian to be patriotic before we can fight this corruption. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frimpong Manso. And yes, let me perhaps come back to you. Let me start with you, Prof. If you can tell us your thoughts briefly on what the former president just told us and perhaps your recommendations.
Well, you know, the former president is a man of experience, and as you get older, you become more cautious about what you do. So I'm not surprised he's cautioning how far we go with the lifestyle audit, and which is true, because you may get a crazy system that will simply target innocent people. So everything that you seek to do to address this, there's always a cautionary note that you have to take into account, so that you work out the mechanisms in such a way that you mitigate the real danger of simply targeting somebody because he's appearing so nice and driving the best of cars. But the fact still remains that if you set up a system where there is a way, decent way of finding out, investigating people's actions and behavior or acquisitions and all, before you come public, you have gotten your facts. But rushing to simply attack someone because the person is driving a Range Rover in itself may be dangerous, you see. So I think the caution is well made, and I can agree with that. Nonetheless, there are obvious ways, obvious reasons for us to doubt somebody's ability, especially if you get into public office. We know that the private sector must also be monitored and for money laundering and other kinds of things. But there's a vast difference between the public sector and the private sector. If you are going to the public sector, you are going to take charge of the assets and wealth of the people. Of the people. And you do not go there to simply enrich yourself at the expense of the people. And in fact, the lifestyle audit we're talking about should extend to the execute audit of public projects. Look, I wonder whether there's a deliberate effort by the road sector of our country to build roads that can be washed away in 2 years so they can get more money to build the same kind of road 10 times over the next 10 years. Have you wondered how as we live in this country today, you cannot go 10 kilometers straight on any decent road and feel great about the driving. We are building bad roads. We all see it. But when we hear of the budget allocations for these roads, we know there's something wrong. So who is that person who goes to inspect the road and passes it before the contractor is paid? You see, we are losing a lot of money, not through somebody taking millions in contract, but simply executing public projects. That collusion between contractors and public officials who are in charge of that. We see this every day. That's why I'm saying that the way I see it, I'm not going to go back to the human agency, but I have serious reservations about the ethics of public officers. We don't have ethics, and nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about ethics. You know, and for me, that's what the danger is. Institutions we can create, laws you can make, enforcement will try. Even though when you try, your own people will come in the night and kneel before you and bring some big people to beg you. We know all this, and we behave as if we don't. See, that hypocrisy is what kills me.
Point well made, Mr. Ahin. Your brief comments on what the former president said and your recommendations as well.
Yeah, the former president spoke about his concern when it comes to data protection, using people's personal data, and also witch hunting. I think it was clear. He was talking about the fact that we should tread with caution simply because it could be abused and people's personal information could be out there. But look, a lifestyle audit works within the confines of our Data Protection Act. It's important. And which is why when I spoke earlier, I said you collect relevant data. Not everything that is not needed, you go for it and then it's all out there. And we need to respect the individual's privacy in as much as we are investigating or looking into their lifestyle. Having said that, I think there is a great value, a direct economic benefit in lifestyle audits. We should not miss that point. One, we could get back assets and money that has been stolen from the country. So there is a direct benefit. Beyond that, the mere fact of having a lifestyle audit law is a deterrent to people. You know that this could come at you at any point in time. And I use myself as an example. I work for an organization where you could be picked at any point in time to go through a review. And not just you, your spouse, and all your children. You must produce all your bank accounts, all your assets. And it's thoroughly looked into. And if they find out that you have acquired something or invested somewhere you shouldn't have, it could lead to your dismissal. So this is the private sector. So it is there. And that's why I said for lifestyle audit to kick off, you need either a law or a contract. In our contract, you know that you could be subjected to this at any point. So they are mandated, they have the authority to initiate it. But where that authority is lacking, we should not confuse law with institutions. The first point is, let's have the authority to be able to initiate this.
Let's have the authority to be able to initiate this. Dr. Ofori Atta.
I think we are all agreed we need lifestyle audit. My recommendation, and again, I understand why President Kuffour will be cautious. The older you get, the more cautious you are. And I'll be making a reference. I don't know whether Professor Jimanduya will remember. But the point is, notwithstanding the caution, we need it. I have emphasized over again that we don't need another institution. My recommendation will be amend the law by introducing lifestyle audit directly into YOCO's provisions. And if you take the look at the ambit.
Abusuafo for family no na wani gu so a wo hwe no ye be so say on subscribe ye be subscribe na like na share dwumedi nso ama afofo nso ensa etumi akabi. And do not forget to click on the notification bell so na be ya any update be drop bia no wonso ensa betumi akabi. Abusua eye offer to sumi no the same pina call so gudwa ye nko ne nkotie nsem so a eho odi gudwa.
With the powers of StRiKes, they have human rights, they have administrative justice, and they have anti-corruption. If Martin is saying they are overburdened, and if you took away the anti-corruption from them and made it purely an YOCO function, then we have one central institution. I just want to emphasize, I'm against creating a new institution, not creating the law to make lifestyle audit. Having said that, there was something Dr. said. Yeah, on the issue of a law that was passed and it looks like something very simple on what do you call it, property rate, where over the period we appeared to have attempted to take the power which was already ceded to the district assemblies back to the center. Now, it is a sign of a country which doesn't seem to know where it is going. So if somebody talks about Singapore as an example, I'm relating it to that. And is it because it is small? No. And I mean, without getting personal, we have an office in Singapore, and it's a country I go to very much. It's because they are disciplined and they have a strategy.
So it has nothing to do with the size.
They enforce what they want to enforce. And it's not only Singapore, it may look small. What about China? China is equal to, in terms of population, the size of Africa. They enforce the law. Ministers are even executed for being corrupt. In such a country, and the two countries show you how much discipline can result in growth, economic growth. It's one reason China is growing so fast. Why am I saying this? About 27 years ago, exactly 27 years ago, myself, Professor Jimabwedi, Emil Short, a few people came together to create Ghana Integrity Initiative. I was part of it.
Please try and wrap up
yes,
for us.
Okay, but the idea was for private sector to push, hoping that all this corruption will end. Then subsequently, anti-corruption coalition, etc., etc. What has happened? When people don't enforce the law when they have the power, it doesn't matter when you want, you pass the law, you don't pass. Lastly, a society, a people, a corporation which has no strategy is part of somebody's strategy. If the only reason for passing an anti-corruption lifestyle audit is because IMF is asking us to do it, then we are checking a box and we are part of IMF strategy. We must have our own strategy, why we need it, and do it properly and make sure it is enforced.
But the former president also talked about poor pay. Nobody has spoken about that as well. That
he
if you pay people well, they will not be forced to talk.
No, I disagree. You see, when Lee Kuan Yew decided to pay people well, he also told them, but if you steal a peswa, and he jailed them, then they stopped. The fact that you pay people well doesn't mean they won't steal. If the person thinks that, I mean, haven't you heard stories about people whose wives have bought big bags and the rest? True or not, I don't know. But I understand those bags are costing $20,000 and all the rest. Those people are well paid. Look at their salary. It has got nothing to do with corruption. It's got everything to do with our taste or greed. That's what it is.
Let me say a big thank you once again. I'm coming to you very shortly, Mr. Kwebu, but let me say a big thank you once again to State Housing Company for supporting us. Piva drinks should be your drink of choice for all special occasions. They come in different flavors and can be found in all supermarkets. Thank you very much, Piva, for supporting us. Piva drinks, King Furniture for these chairs you see right here, and also to Labadi Beach Hotel for our catering services today. I'm sure when you step out, you'll be able to taste something if you're joining us right here in the auditorium. Mr. Kwebu, please, your words.
Okay. So, President Kuffour's comments. I must say, I'm disappointed that when he came to Ofori Atta, he says he doesn't know anything, he doesn't want to comment. That's the most important thing. So, you see, each time, look, let's be blunt with President Kuffour. Yeah, you know, some of these things, if we don't do, will not change. That's the very thing we've been talking about, the Ghanaian attitude. Nobody wants to bail the cat. How can you sit in Ghana, you want to contribute to this program, and say you don't know anything about the Ofori Atta case? I mean, it's not.
He said he didn't want to go into individual
cases. So that's why we're taking him on. You remember the last time he came, that was the same thing. He came and told us that we should vote for Bawumia, and we told him that no, it's not on. So if he wants to come to the debate, he should come honestly, because these evasive answers and that will not take from him. It's better we speak the truth. When he was in government, it's true, his last days were not happy days at all. Okay, so he should be reminded that it's not everybody who embraces him as a good leader. No, rather what he's enjoying is that because it's been a while, the younger ones who don't know much, when you say Kuffour was a good leader, then they will imbibe. I lived under his regime. I won't count him as a very good leader.
Your recommendations
when
and
it gets
final
to him,
words.
then he'll know that he has to sit up. The last few days he has on this earth, he should be truthful to us as Ghanaians. I don't like that. Yeah.
Please, your recommendations.
Yeah, so recommendations. Well, I think we've all agreed across the table that we need a new laws. We need a new laws. Our laws are backward. Our laws are backward. Let's come together and do it. And then let's also mention this. Dr. Fosudote, the matter of the IMF. You see, IMF has come to help us because this conversation about improving the law on lifestyle audit, that's for us the asset declaration law, has been on for more than 20 years. This conversation has been on for more than 20 years. If you Google, you see a paper by CDD. I think that's in 2005. Even at the time they were passing the asset declaration law, you see in Parliament, people were talking that, hey, if you publish it, if you publish the, what do you call it? The assets, armed robbers will come to our houses, etc. If you Google it. So what I'm saying is that it's been 20